On today's episode of Behind These Eyes, I'm going to show you how to use vase filler to create unique jewelry. To make our unique ring, we're going to start with a jewelry bezel made out of metal. These are available in your craft stores, and you can do lots of different unique things with them. I took some of this fancy shell adhesive shell background and traced it to fit inside the bezel, and then cut out the small piece. It has a self-adhesive, but if you were using the one that didn't, you just mount it inside, and I pushed it all the way in. So once you get to this point, then we're going to fill the inside with a resin. And using a 2-part epoxy resin, follow your manufacturer's directions. Put your bezel on a nice flat surface, and then we just fill it. You want to save a little bit of your resin inside your container for the next step. So once you have it filled, you'd set it aside, and it's really easier if you let it dry completely and let it cure before you move on to this next step. So we're going to move on and pretend that that piece is cured. When I craft, I like to use products in unexpected ways, and this time I'm using a vase filler that I got in a local craft store to actually embellish the ring a little bit. And I'm using the resin as the adhesive to hold it onto the outside of the bezel. And very carefully, you just drizzle a small amount of the resin into the space that you want to adhere your pebbles. Now you could use aquarium rocks or any kind of neat filler. The idea is to think outside the box and use it for a different way. And then I just went ahead and placed the little decorative stones onto the edges around the outside of the bezel, and I went all the way around so that it looks like this. So this has been cured, it's been allowed to set, and it's ready to put onto a ring base. I used a little bit of a jewelry adhesive, metal adhesive, to put the ring base onto the back of the bezel. Because this bezel was meant to be a pendant, it has loops on either side. I could cut them off, but I kind of like the effect of the wire on the sides. I cut a piece of about 20 gauge wire in a metal that matches the bezel that you've chosen, and just pushed it through. And it's not really holding it in place, so you don't have to be super careful about it. I twisted it, and then just used my jewelry pliers to wrap it around the top of the ring where it meets the base. I kind of twisted it and let it be a little funky because I like things to be a little different when I make my jewelry. And it's as simple as that. You've got yourself a totally unique ring. There's another easy way to do it. For another option, I filled this brass bezel with just the pebbles and the resin. It gives you a totally different look, yet it's still very unique. I hope you enjoyed this project, and keep your eyes open for the next episode of Behind These Eyes.